Welcome to Module 2 for Entrepreneurship 1. In this module, we're going to talk specifically about the marketing or the business concept. When we look at what exactly is my business concept, there's some questions we need to answer. The benefit of having a business concept for your idea is the idea that it really is the first step in truly defining your business. In the past, we have talked about our business as something far out and in the future, or an idea or a concept. Now we want to get outside of this thought process that it is just an idea and really defining what this idea is going to become. So really when we talk about transforming, we're looking at moving from what you want to do to what do your customers need from you. We're going to look at how you will sell to the customers. In the assignment in this module, there's some questions that you're going to have to answer. And these questions include, what exactly does the product or service do? And when we look at that, we look beyond the functional piece of it, but what exactly are the customers getting out of it? And so after we really define what our product service is going to do, the next step for us is to look at how is this different from the other products or services that are in the market. And so we really need to look at what's going to set our product aside from what else is out there. What is going to be our competitive advantage? Next question is, who will buy it? And we're not looking for an answer, customers. Right? We truly want to define, by target markets, who are the individuals who are buying it. If it's going to be more gender bias, is it going to be age bias, is it going to be based on income levels? Who's going to be the group of customers that are going to be purchasing these items? Then after we decide who, now we need to figure out why. Why will they buy it? Is the product or service different from other product services? Do you provide an additional service with a product that maybe is not being offered? But why exactly are they going to switch from what they are currently using to switching to your product? Where will this be sold or distributed? How are the customers going to get to it? Are you going to have a physical location? Are you going to have a website? If you have a website, how are you going to draw people to that website? Are you going to be an independent rep where you're going to go out to the customers? If so, how are you going to find those customers? And so we need to figure out, how is this product going to be distributed? And then we're going to look at when. When are you going to be ready to sell this product? And then finally, one last how. How will you promote it and sell it? We look at the idea of business writing. This is the first business writing that you're going to start to do for your business. But obviously, as you develop further and you develop correspondence, you're sending out to customers, and if you develop business plans, internal memos, you start developing a lot more communication. And I think the concept or the idea of good business writing has been lost. First of all, business writing is important to understand the fundamentals and to understand why you do it. We also need to look at what can we do to improve at it? What are some resources we can look at to improve at it? And understand this is a challenge for many people. One of the barriers that's keeping people from really starting their business is their way and ability they communicate what their business is going to become to outside sources. So if you are unable to craft a good message, especially if you're looking for bank funding or assistance, they're not going to take you seriously. And so you really need to look at your business writing as a skill that you need to be able to develop. It's about being short. A lot of times we try to be too wordy. Sometimes we use words that we actually don't know the meanings to, or we're not using the right way. We will make sure that we're using shorter sentences and we use short paragraphs. It's important that we identify these things called periods to break up our thoughts. Also, to identify paragraphs. A lot of times we don't break the paragraphs up correctly. And so I've had business plans that have been turned in, and I will flip page after page after page. Okay, I went 3 pages, and I haven't had a paragraph yet. It's been one singular paragraph. So we want to make sure that we understand how to use sentences and paragraphs to our benefit. There's plenty of resources out there to help you write. Look at different books that talk about how to successfully write business correspondence. There's different books on there on how to write a business plan. I always say you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Go out and find some resources to borrow from. Software assistance is out there. But you have to be careful with it. All right? We all use, or majority of us are going to be using Microsoft Word to write our business letters. Now, the one concern that you have when you're using a program like that is this little thing called spell check. Spell check can be a great thing because it will tell you when you misspelled a word. But again, it doesn't tell you when you misuse a word. And so a lot of times the art of proofreading your work has been lost because of spell check, which was supposed to help people, which now has become sometimes a hindrance. Number one, you want to proofread your own work. But that can be somewhat problematic from time to time because in your mind you know what you wanted to say. And you will type in, you might be missing a word or you use the wrong version of the word, and in your head you're reading the right word even though it's not there on that piece of paper. And so getting a second set of eyes on it to proofread it is very essential. When we talk about business letters, how do we use them? There's a unique thing that's happened here in the industry in regards to business letters. For a while now, business communication has been replaced. The business letter has been replaced by the business email, which has created some problems within itself. That's why our stamps are so expensive, because the post office is sending less and less stuff out, and more of it's going through email. Emails, people have a tendency to A, forget the spell check, B, not use proper business letter formats, and so it becomes a very informal piece of communication, and we have a tendency to rapid fire an email out, which what I mean is not think about what we're saying, and maybe if it's a situation where we might be angry or upset, we are not helping the situation. We may be actually inflaming the situation. So now when you actually send a business letter out, it means more than sending out an email because it's more effort. And so things you'd use business letters for: following up with your networking contacts, helping you or assisting you in selling your products and services, making customers feel that they are important to your business. As I said, well, every business has email lists, but what ends up happening with those email lists? Right? We get to set our spam filters, and we get stuff quarantined in our email box that some people are good at and some people aren't good at looking at what actually is being put in there. And so it means a little bit more if I'm getting something in the mail now than just getting an email. So that can create a competitive edge for you. And another another use of the business letter may be to introduce yourself to somebody.